Welcome to Subramani. Long ago, a friend of mine went for an interview, and after a lot of discussion, this was a private sector bank, and finally, before making the offer, they asked, "What is your current drawn salary?" And he laughed and he said, "How does it matter? Because this is the salary that I want." So they said, "No, but we need to know this." So he said, "Look, suppose you bought a house for 30,000 rupees sometime maybe in the 1960s, and today it is worth 3 crores. How does it matter to you whether I bought it for 30,000 or 18,000 or 22,000? It doesn't matter, right? You have to be worried about today's cost, and are you willing to pay me that price? So don't look at my last drawn salary. I'm from a PSU background, so I know PSU salaries are not too great. So do you expect me to come on a slight jump from a PSU salary, or at say 3 times my PSU salary plus ESOP, etc.? I'm not even considering shifting for anything less than this, right? So what he was getting was irrelevant. So similarly, when you're trying to sell a house, would it matter that if I come and tell you, "Look, I'll pay double the price at which you bought it for 30,000 rupees, so I'll pay you 60,000 rupees. He's going to say, "Go take a walk. Today the price is 3 crores. 299 में लेना है, 301 में लेना है, तो बात करो, और just go take a walk. It does not matter to me. It should not matter at all to you as to what is my cost. It is completely irrelevant, right?" So similarly, when you are trying to sell the house for 3 crores, does it matter that pre-COVID the price was 4 crores? Again, doesn't matter. All time high, तभी तो बहुत तेजी था. Everybody was willing to pay. Somebody came and offered me 4 crores. I said no. Doesn't matter. You said no, right? That day you didn't want to do the deal for whatever reasons. It does not matter. So your cost does not matter. Your all-time high does not matter. What price it went up to, and what is today the price is 3 crores. You have to deal with today's price. What is the potential? Will it go up more? Do you need the cash now? Right? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself. You need money, and this is a share which is doing well in your portfolio, and this is the one which you have decided to sell. Then you have to sell at today's price. It is completely irrelevant to talk about your cost, talk about the all-time high that it has ever reached, or what price it reached after you bought. You bought it at 30,000 and immediately it went to 60,000 or 1 lakh or 2 lakhs. It doesn't matter. Again, it is irrelevant. On that day, you didn't want to do a deal. On that day, you wanted to stay in that house, right? So what matters is what will you what is the price you paid, what is the all-time high, what is the price at which you are not willing to sell. Say below this price I will not sell, right? So the price it reached after you bought, the price it reached when your neighbor sold in a distress, the price it reached when somebody else bought the neighboring flat at a higher price or a lower price, whatever. So all these things become totally irrelevant in your purchase or sale of a flat on the day of reckoning, which is the day which is today. Today's price is 3 crores. आप पता करो आपको बेचना है कि रखना है. Right? You understood this with examples of a real estate. Exactly same happens when you buy an equity stock. Right? When you buy an equity stock, let's say you bought Bharti at 80 rupees and today it is 600 rupees. Forget the bonus and splits. Whether to sell today at 578 or no is the decision you have to take. It does not matter whether you bought it for 30, 60, 80, 90, 120, 230. It doesn't really matter. Today you have to take a decision on 578. The questions that you are asking is the potential great to be holding on at this price, or should I sell off? So if I assume I have 1000 shares of Bharti and I wish to deal with it now, I have to ask myself those questions. Do I think it is fully priced? Or do I tell myself, no, Vodafone is in trouble, so therefore Bharti will benefit, Bharti will increase the tariff, therefore Bharti is a good buy, I will buy Bharti. Great, fantastic. But it does not matter whether I bought my original 1000 shares at 30 rupees. That should not influence. I should not think, anyway I bought at 30, so at 578, what is the problem? I'll buy some more. My average cost will go down. No, this is all nonsense. This is fooling yourself, right? So it does not matter what is the price you paid, like I said about in the flat context. It does not even matter whether you bought it at 520, then watched it go up to 620, and now it is 578. You feel, oh my God, I wish I had sold it at 620. I didn't. I just looked at some portfolios and decided Bharti is a good buy. Whatever you decided, that also doesn't matter. How much the price it went to doesn't matter. At 578, does it hold potential or no? That is the question to ask. Is the probability of it going high greater than it going down? That's the question to ask. What are the other alternatives I have? Do I want to sell off Bharti and buy another share called XYZ, which has got a potential of going up more than Bharti? Then you have to sell Bharti. If you think there is great potential because Vodafone may not do so well and Jio will also be there, but then Jio, people will use, people like me use two phones. I have a Jio and an Airtel connection because I still don't trust any one provider the way we used to trust MTNL. Maybe we had no choice, right? Today we have no choice, so therefore we have a choice. So I carry two phones, two separate instruments, two separate SIM cards, what I carry, right? So similarly, you have to ask yourself those questions. Going forward, is the potential good? Is there something else which can do better than this? Right? So, because I am deploying limited resources, I have only 100 rupees to put, right? Do I put it here, do I put it there, right? That's the question that we are asking ourselves constantly. So, that is a relevant question. Is there a better opportunity available? Or, no, I am taking a view on telecom, and over 10 years, I am sure Bharti will make money because people will use phones and tariffs will go up, blah, blah, blah. Therefore, I take a view. Fine. So, see what is relevant. Relevant is it worth buying at this price? So current market price is relevant. At this price, is it worth it? Every share is worth it at a particular price. Maybe Bharti is a fantastic buy at 450, but that does not mean anything for you now. You have to take a decision at 578, and later on, if it reaches 678, your decision was right. But if it reaches 478, your timing decision was perhaps wrong. The other way to look at it is there something else available where I can put 5,78,000 today, which will become more than 6,78,000 by the time this becomes 6,78,000. Take an example. There was a point in time when Vedanta and Fortis Healthcare were more or less same price, which means you could sell 1,000 Vedanta and buy 1,000 Fortis Healthcare. Maybe you could buy even 1,100 Fortis. Today the situation is more or less same. So I think Vedanta is some 310 and Fortis is 250 or thereabout. So again the same kind of situation arises. Now if you are only watching Vedanta, you will say, oh, Vedanta has gone up so much. If you are only watching Fortis, you will say it's gone up so much. But if you are watching this as a pair and there is no connection, one is a steel manufacturer, one is a hospital, there is no connection. But if you are watching them in a pair, you say, okay, 6 months ago for 1,000 shares of Vedanta, I could have got 1,100 shares of Fortis, and the situation is exactly same because both have gone up. So it doesn't matter when I'm selling a dog to buy a cat, right? So what I'm selling, what I'm buying, that is what you have to see. You have to see what are the other opportunities which I could have used, but looking at your own cost, looking at an all-time high, an all-time low, how you could have done, what you could have not done, all that is irrelevant. Also understand that you suffer from endowment effect. So if I tell you that Bharti is a good buy at 578, if you have Bharti already in your portfolio, you are likely to say, yeah, I think great potential, blah, blah, blah. That is the endowment effect. Or if you don't have, you will say, no, abhi to telecom, there is no pricing power. What is the point? Reliance can cut down prices even further. You never know. They are funded like this, they are funded like that. Or you could say, oh, Vodafone is a multinational and Birlas are not going to give up so easily. So I'm sure they will pump money and drive it. So I think Vodafone is a better buy at 4 rupees or 5 rupees or 6 rupees, whatever the price is today, right? So that could be your discussion rather than worrying about what price you paid. In fact, the only person who should be interested in the price you paid, when you paid, and what is the index cost today is you. Or your accountant who is filing your income tax return. That's about all. Nobody else needs to be interested in your historic cost, not even the research analyst with whom you're talking, or the person who, don't call me up and say, sir, मैंने ये 300 रुपये में खरीदा, अभी 600 रुपये हो गया, क्या करूँ? मेरे को फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता है आपने क्या भाव में खरीदा. The question to ask is this relevant now? Now, this is not a problem only for us retail people, but also for people who are in fund management. Now, suppose I am a fund manager and I hold a team of say 40-50 people. I walk into the room and say, Bharti, मेरे को अच्छा लगता है, जरा research report बनाओ. I have already biased the mind of the kid who is going to make that report, right? I should just look at say telecom क्या लगता है, क्या होने वाला है, तीन ही player है, तीनों पे एक report बनाते हैं, so that you don't reveal your mind, because everybody there is out to impress me as the boss. So I have to just say, give me a view on these 3-4 industries. एविएशन क्या लगता है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में तो टेलीकॉम, एविएशन, बैंकिंग ये सब आता है. बैंकिंग तो ठीक है, मेरे को मालूम है, बट tell me what is to be done with case of airline, tell me what is to be done in case of telecom. So I just talk broadly about infrastructure, etc. I get research report made on Indigo, on all other, couple of Modi Luft, it used to be called SpiceJet. So get a report on these two, then say, oh, Rakesh is coming into this, so let us look and wait, see what is going to happen there. So now I've got a report on Indigo, completely unbiased, because they don't know what I'm going to do. Similarly, on telecom also I say I want a report on Vodafone, Jio and this, and so I got 3 reports ready. Then I get something on banking. So I've completely made sure that nobody knows what I'm really looking at. I'm looking at 10-12 companies. I do not know in which fund I'm going to buy. I don't know what is going to happen. But at least my research team does not know my mind, and they're not trying to impress me. You have to be so worried about fighting bias, because bias anyway comes into all of us and everything that we do. Thank you.